since the beginning of existence. I'm Mitchell from Australia, and today we're going to see the sunrise on the equinox. That's right, it's the 23rd of September here in Australia. Say hello to a couple of guys in the chat. Steve Fernan, first in here. Yeah, a bit of a trolls, blah blah. Hey Michael Kahn, how are you, mate? Nothing on the globe is proven fact. Stop lying. Yep, got it right, Michael. Today, hopefully this is coming through really good. That point right there, the edge of the rocks here, not the pointier rock, the one that's near the edge of the water there, that's where the sun's going to be coming up today. According to near maps, I'll show you. So, how long we got? About 4 minutes until the sun comes up. I'll just show you where I am. All right, it's a place called Kendall's Beach, and I'll show you this sign after. The sign says Kendall's Beach on that, just to prove exactly where I am. In near maps, we're going to see that bench. We're going to see that's the third. So 1, 2, third house. Yeah, in line with the third house. And on this side, got the shower. All right, simple stuff. So I'm looking out at those rocks over there, and now we'll look at near maps. We'll consult near maps to where I am looking to get a proper bearing. Okay, see what we can see on near maps, because what we see on near maps, yeah, it's the layout of the land, but what they don't tell you is that magnetic declination is already built into near maps and Google Maps. All right, so Kendall's Beach. Hope everyone can see that. It says Kendall's Beach right there. Put it over to the camera. All right, so zoom in here. I've got the park bench. Zoom right in, park bench, the shower, and I'm right there in between. And like I said, 1, 2, 3 houses right in line with it. Okay, so I'm going to put a little marker there where I am. We're going to look at these rocks here. I'm probably more in between. Yeah. So 91 degrees. 91 degrees to those rocks right there. Okay, that's what it says on near maps. That's what's going on at the moment. Sunrise time in Kiama. That's where I am, Kendall's Beach, Kiama. Right there, says Kiama. Today on the 23rd, it should be 5:45 and it should be 91 degrees. Which is a bit weird because isn't it meant to be 90 degrees? But anyway, that's just what it says. 91 degrees that way, lines up with those rocks out there. And I can see that we're almost going to see the sun. Oh, it might be an actual really good sunrise today, and I didn't bring my P1000. Oh well. Live and learn. Never not bring the P1000. All right, the sun is just about to come up straight ahead, and it is going to. It's looking like it's going to line up pretty well with those rocks. That's exactly where the sun's going to come up, right there, as predicted by near maps, which is absolutely correct. But as I'm going to show you afterwards, using my compass, the only true direction that we can ever achieve magnetic north, from magnetic north, that sun right there is not rising 90 degrees east. There it is, right there. And exactly where I thought it was going to be. Beautiful. Really glad you guys could join me today. Hey Arwen, hey Ryan, hey PJ Crookshank, Super Dave, Gadget Inspector, Daly Jacobson, George Charlton, Malcolm Khan, Dusty Rider, Malcolm Foster. Got heaps of my patrons here. Thanks everyone. Flat Earth Data. We're watching the sunrise today on the 23rd of September, the equinox here in Australia, and you can see the sun rising where predicted, those rocks right there. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, as predicted by near maps. Mitchell's in the future, yeah. Hey Corks 777 from Canada, how are you? So we're watching the sunrise here, and once it's a fair bit above the horizon, we're going to measure with the compass the bearing. I wonder if we can do it in here, actually. All right, where's the... I'll line this up. All right, so if we're looking... Yeah, I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it. Sun arriving, not rising, says Buddy. Yeah, you can say the sun's arriving. It's just appearing. That's all it is. It's just the sun is appearing now. It's above what we call the horizon, the apparent line where the sea meets the sky. The Jonesberg says this is brilliant. Yep, this is brilliant. This is, I think this is only the 4th sunrise I've actually seen from the horizon these past 6 weeks. I've been doing this for 6 weeks, seeing the horizon pretty much every day, seeing the sunset almost every day. But the actual, I mean the sunrise, sorry, seeing the sunrise, I've got the opportunity to see the sunrise every day, and this is only the 4th time there hasn't been cloud cover. So if you guys actually see the sun appearing, the sunrise over the horizon, it's a pretty special thing. It's not something you can just go out and see every day. You've got the opportunity to, but whether there's cloud cover at the horizon, that's a different story. So this is only the 4th time in 6 weeks that I've actually seen the sunrise from the horizon. The sun appear, whatever you... Buddy Roll says I taught him the sun appearing. Arwen says the horizon is not compliant with spherical geometry. No, it's not. Definitely not, Arwen. Correct. PJ Crookshank says, see how it's called a sunrise and not earth fall? Maybe that's because the earth doesn't move. That is a great point, PJ Crookshanks. I love that point. we didn't just see the earth fall to see the sunrise, did we? We're not falling towards that earth, that sun. No. The sun will move to the left or right, says Johnsberg. The sun will move to the left, I'm pretty sure. So it's still going to go. It's going to go up this way. And it's super duper bright. When the sun's above the horizon, at the moment here in Australia, when it's... Sometimes you can just look at the sun. Sometimes it's not that bright when it's coming up, but I can hardly look at it. It is really, really bright. Like even brighter than usual. Obviously the sun's bright, yeah. Yeah, let's pick me up on that, trolls. Let's pick me up saying the sun is bright. All I'm saying is the sun is brighter than usual. You can usually look at the sun when it's coming up and it's ridiculously bright. I can't look anywhere near it. Alright, so we've seen the sunrise. We've proven geographically that the sun will rise today on the equinox, what's called an equinox, right there. Okay, that's what we saw. Go back in the live stream. If you missed it, go back in the live stream and you will see that the sun rose from those rocks there, right there as predicted. Yep, we knew it was going to happen. And that's not because, definitely not because it's a globe. It's not a globe prediction, not a scientific prediction. It's just something, it's a cycle. We knew it was going to happen. All right, so once again, I'll just show you guys. Sleeping Warrior, how are you? Sleeping Warrior asked me if my name's Mitchell or Michael, because every time he says, hey Michael, I say, hey Sleeping Warrior. Yeah. Definitely Mitchell. All right, I'll show you where I am. Somewhere called Kendall's Beach. All right, we've got the park bench for a reference point. We've got these little bungalow houses, 1, 2, 3, lined up with the edge of that one. Just remember the picnic table. Looking out the rocks. Got the shower this side. And it does say Kendall's Beach on that sign. I'll go over there after, just to prove where I am, so there's no confusion. Looking out these rocks. All right, let's consult near maps again. I did this at the start of the stream before the sun came up. Just for those who have joined me. All right, so Kendall's Beach. Hopefully you guys can all read that. Kendall's Beach. And where's the... All right. So zooming in, we've got the park bench right here. We've got the shower right here, and I'm in between. And we've got 1, 2, 3 houses. So I'm lined up in the middle here, lined up with the edge of that house. Around about here. Oh, doesn't want to work at the moment. Thanks, near maps. There we go. All right, and we're looking out at these rocks. That's where the sun rose. What's the bearing say? 91 degrees. Now, I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, it's a bit funny that it's not 90 degrees, but we'll go to time and date here. I'm at Kiama, right here. Today is the 23rd of September. Sunrise, 5:45, yep, and it's going to be 91 degrees east. Now, it is a bit funny that it wasn't 90, because today is the official equinox here in Australia. Look it up. Yesterday, it was meant to rise 90 and set 270. Today, it did rise 91, and it's going to set 269. But I don't really care about that right now. I care about what we just saw. So, yeah, it was predicted that the sun rises at 91 east, okay? And that's what we just saw on near maps. It was going to rise right there, and that's what it did. Yep. Now, that is according to the map, which has inbuilt magnetic declination. Magnetic declination is already built into the maps. Because when I use my compass, this thing right here, the physical compass that I'm using to measure something, this is the only way that we can get a direction, a true direction. The only absolute direction is magnetic north. And from magnetic north, where are those rocks? Those rocks are not 90 degrees. Sleeping Warrior said, how did I measure at 91 degrees? I just went through it, Sleeping Warrior. Where were you? I went to near maps. Oh, okay. Just for Sleeping Warrior who wasn't paying attention. Wait, you are telling me it didn't match the compass? No way. Okay. Okay, I get the sarcasm, Sleeping Warrior. Apologies. I was going to chew your head off because I just showed how I lined it up on the map, but yeah, that's right. It does not line up. Those rocks out there, those rocks right here do not line up with 90 degrees on my compass. And that is the only thing that we can use to get a true reading. Now I'm going to try and, I'm not sure how I'm going to show this, but I'm pretty sure everyone can agree that the compass is not going to line up with the geographical north. Now I'm going to do my best to try and, I think the sun is just going to be too much in the way at the moment. I think everyone can agree that the compass is not going to line up with geographical north, what's on the map. And if you do agree that it does line up, then I don't know what you've been looking at in your navigation. But this thing right here, the compass is the only thing that can get an absolute direction, the only thing that we should be using to get directions, because on maps like Google Maps, Near Maps, any maps that has a built-in magnetic declination, you are not going to line up what you see with the compass to what you see in reality. The sun, yes, rose here, but the compass did not measure 90 degrees right there. The compass measured 81 degrees. 90 degrees was over here. So I wouldn't even see the sunrise if it measured 91 degrees via this compass. Yeah? That's where 90 degrees is on my compass. It's really hard to do this live because it's hard to do this with a camera either way, trying to line this up so the camera can see the declination, the actual magnetic declination. So that point there, where we saw the sunrise. Go back in the stream if you didn't catch it. I actually saw the sunrise over the horizon, not the physical Earth curve horizon. Ballers, I'm sorry. Anti-flat earthers, yeah, have another cry. We're not seeing the physical Earth curve horizon, the geometric horizon. It is just the horizon, the only horizon that we see. It's apparent. That's what we get told now by you anti-flat earthers who love to chuck your globe under the bus. So this, for those who just joined, this was the sunrise on the equinox, 23rd of September here in Australia. The sun rose right there. As per near maps, that's how I knew it was going to be there. That's why I picked this location, Kendall's Beach. I showed you where my location is twice already, so go back in the stream if you missed it. Near maps line this up as 91 degrees, which is per time and date, 91 degrees, right there. Yep, it worked out on near maps because near maps has already got magnetic declination built in. And I measured with my compass, the only thing that can measure an absolute direction. I measured 81 degrees to the point where the sun rose. Those rocks right there. 91 degrees is over here. I would not see this sunrise from this position if it actually rose 91 degrees, pretty much east. I would not have seen the sunrise. 91 degrees over here. Right there. That's where 91 degrees is. I saw it rise right here as predicted via the flat earth maps. They are all flat earth maps. If you haven't seen it, I've been doing a couple of videos on it. I did a whole live stream on all maps that we use for navigation and for bearings, for the layout of the land. All maps are flat earth maps. There is no drop. Maps are definitely capable of showing drop. Yeah, we've got the little contours. Can definitely show drop. We can definitely show that something would be dropping away at 8 inches per mile squared. It definitely doesn't. Show us a map, globe believers, that takes into consideration your globe, that takes into consideration the curve of the earth that we actually use in reality for navigation, for the layout of the land, for reality. No, can't produce one. They're all flat earth maps, but they've been bastardized. Instead of showing an absolute direction, which is what magnetic north is, on all maps, it has the geographic north built into it. So that's why we see, when using maps, a difference between what's north on the map, that's geographic north, what they call true north. They have to just insert true north in there because that makes it true, doesn't it? When you call it true north, that makes it true. No, that is just geographical north. That is where the center of their axis is if you're living on a globe. And what are you going to need for that? You're going to need R. The thing that has been debunked by that line right there, the horizon. Absolutely debunked. That's correct, Arwen. You're going to need R for that. And so that's where geographic north, true north, has come from. From assuming that we have an axis, assuming that we have a globe, two things that have never been proven. And I challenge anyone to prove that anything natural has an axis that it rotates on. Yeah? Nothing natural has an axis. It is a completely man-made concept. If something has an axis, it is a completely man-made thing. It is not natural. It is synthetic. So obviously, you can't put it through the scientific method. And obviously, the globe has no science because the globe, once again, is a man-made thing. It is not a natural thing. Yep, you're gonna need R for that. So I've just witnessed the sunrise here on the equinox, 23rd of September. It rose right there, as was predicted. It said on the maps 91 degrees, and I measured with my absolute direction measuring tool, the compass. I measured it 81 degrees right there. Yep, if it was 91 degrees, it would have been over here. And so this is where the deception of the whole equinox, the sun rises east and sets west on the equinox wherever you are on Earth. Yeah, if you look on near maps, if you guys haven't seen your sunrise yet, wherever you are, look on something like Google Maps or near maps, get a bearing to where the sunrise is going to be in your location. It will say east, it's going to rise east, either 90 or 91 degrees. Yeah, and it's funny that even on timeanddate.com today, which is classed as the equinox, this 23rd of September here in Australia. That's why I googled, that's why I looked up. It told me today was the equinox. It didn't even say it was going to rise 90 degrees east. That was yesterday. Weird. Whatever. Just going off what the information on Google is telling me. Oh. To just tell you what the narrative of the globe is. But here in reality, we measure things differently with the compass. The only thing that can give us an absolute direction. Magnetic north is the only absolute direction we have in our world. Everything else is relative. And I've just proven that the bearings on maps, they already have magnetic declination built into them. They are aligned with geographical north, not magnetic north. So no matter where you are, if you're seeing the sunrise on the solstice, as per the map, the bearing is going to be correct. You will know where the sunrise is going to be. That's how I knew the sunrise was going to be right here, right there. And that's what we saw. Go back in the stream, rewind it a bit, you'll see the sunrise right there are those rocks. And those rocks from my location is 81 degrees, a whole 10 degrees out. And that's where magnetic declination comes from. The compass, we are told, lies to us. The thing that gives us the only true direction, the only absolute direction in our reality. They're saying this thing lies to us. Yeah? And we have to believe the magnetic declination exists to line up, to account for the difference between the axis, which is 90 degrees from geographical north. That's what they're saying, the axis of the rotating Earth. First, you need to prove that there's an axis. First, you need to prove that we are living on a globe. So that's my little spiel about the equinox this morning. Yeah, I did have to start a bit early. It was definitely worth it. I hope you all enjoyed seeing the sun rising on the equinox today, not due east. As per my description, I knew it wasn't going to rise due east. I already know that there is something called magnetic declination built into the maps, and they are telling us that this thing here, the compass, I keep saying it over and over, the compass is the only thing that gives us an absolute direction, magnetic north. That is the only absolute direction. Anything else is relative. And so geographic north, the thing that they have made up because they have asserted, they have claimed that we have an axis. That's what geographic north is. The axis to their globe that it rotates around. Number one, we don't have a globe. Yeah, black swan. Radius has been debunked. You're going to need R for that. Number two, the Earth does not spin. Anything leaving the rotating reference frame of the Earth will appear to drift as per Coriolis effect. We see that in nothing. Send your drone up, it doesn't drift away from you. Chuck a ball, doesn't drift away from you. Jump on the ground, doesn't drift away from you. That is what we would have to see if we were living on a rotating globe. Now I'm going to pan across here because it's getting a bit bright. It's a lovely location here at Kiama again. That's the lighthouse out there. Beautiful palm trees. All right, guys, thanks for being with me here in the chat. 57 in the chat. You guys are awesome. Hey, Iron Horse. Hey, Ryan Q. Vincent. Arwen's still here. How are you, mate? Arwen says the sun did not appear behind the from behind the geometric horizon. Definitely not. And and I'm going to go through a bit of a fun video that I noticed yesterday. So during my live stream yesterday, Mr. Sensible decided to have his own live stream. I don't know how he expected me to see his live stream when he knows I was doing a live stream at the time. I think he expected me to join his live stream. What, get you viewers, Mr. Sensible? I've told you, Mr. Sensible. In no uncertain terms, my time is very precious. I do this daily now. Yeah, all my time is taken up by this flat earth school and obviously family time. So I've got no time to deal with globe trolls like yourself, Mr. Sensible, any flat earthers. But if you do want my one-on-one time, it is very precious. You can pay for it. You can sign up to Patron. There is a level where you sign up, you can get my time for one-on-one. Just you and me, Mr. Sensible. Yeah, if you're gonna want me on your stream, or if you want to come on my stream, you're gonna have to pay me, because this is my job now. All right, I'm not doing it for free. I've done it for free, and I got some great sound bites out of it, and I continue getting some great sound bites out of it. Remember when I put to Mr. Sensible, it was well over a year ago now that we had the debate, quote unquote debate. It was more of a demolishment of Mr. Sensible. Remember when myself and Mr. Sensible talked about the black swan? It was quite funny, because what happened from after hearing what the black swan argument is, what did Mr. Sensible have to say about the black swan? At best, all you've done is disprove the radius of the Earth. Yeah? Let's just do it once more for those in the back who weren't listening.
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Yeah, just if you didn't hear it, didn't catch it.
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Yep. If at best, all you've done is disprove the radius of the Earth, and he's still backtracking from it. And so he was doing a live stream debunking my debunk of him. A little clapback video, because he didn't like me debunking his, what was it, 31 globe proofs. Oh shit, I missed the super chat. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to go up. Michael Khan says, did I feel the earthquake? No, that was in Melbourne. Cork 777 says, Psalms 104-5 and 6. There's no continental drift. If there were, the Georgia Guidestone's North Star hole would be off. Thanks, Cork. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, Mr. Nonsensible, says Malcolm Foster. All right, so what was Mr. Sensible actually saying yesterday? So what's he got to say about my first debunking video?
This evidence? Nay, I decided to provide 30 because I could, quite easily. And what did Mitch do? He did a video. In his video, he debunked all 30. No, wait.
Oh, whoops. It's a bitch doing these things live, isn't it, Mr. Sensible? Stuttering and stammering all over the place. Misspeaking. Yeah. What did I do in my video? I debunked all 30 of your globe proofs. I'm glad we can agree on that, Mr. Sensible. Thanks for confirming that. Love it. And that's exactly what I did. Debunked all 30 of his, what he calls his globe proofs. It was quite a good stream. If anyone missed it, go to my channel. It is the stream at the end of last week, I think it was. It's got about 6,000 views. I forget what it was called. I'll just do so many of these streams. I think it was something like Globe Proof Debunked. And it's got a picture of Mr. Sensible and David Weiss on it. Go and watch that stream. It was an awesome show. So this video that he did, the live stream essay, goes for 3 hours. So obviously I haven't watched it all. I'm not dedicating that much of my life to it. I just listened to it on the way home yesterday. Just thought, oh, is he going to give us a few more sound bites? Which he absolutely has. That's one of them. All right, let's just see what else he has to say about my debunk of his debunking.
An argument. I didn't say you have disproved the radius. I have said if everything you said was correct, then at best you would have disproved the radius of the globe, not that it's not a globe.
Stuttering and stammering. Let's just hear that again. Okay, so he's trying to say he did not say that the radius has been disproved. Okay, let's hear it again.
An argument. I didn't say you have disproved the radius. I have said if everything you said was correct, then at best you would have disproved the radius of the globe, not that it's not a globe.
Oh, these things, you can't make this stuff up. So Arwen says he does not understand the implications of what he's saying. I think he does. I think he's just trying to, I don't know. Am I giving him too much credit? By this statement, it doesn't sound, yeah, you're right, Arwen. By this statement, it doesn't sound like he knows the implications of disproving R. Let's just listen to it one more time.
Say you have disproved the radius. I have said if everything you said was correct, then at best you would have disproved the radius of the globe, not that it's not a globe.
Oh man, so he's just doubling down. At best, if everything was correct, this is just going off the globe rhetoric. Should we just go over what the black swan is? When he was put the argument, the Modus tollens argument of the black swan. If P then Q, not Q therefore not P. If P, the Earth, was a sphere of radius 3959 miles, then Q, every single distance to the horizon can be no more than 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. That is just geometry. So if you have a sphere Earth of radius 3959 miles, obviously there is going to be an edge to where your view will be cut off. Okay, and that is simply, if it's 3959 mile radius on a sphere, it's just going to be 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. That's all it's going to be. Okay, so the black swan image, we have a 1 foot observer height and a 10-mile distance to the horizon. So obviously, from 1 foot, the horizon can only be 1.22 miles. If you assert, even if he's standing up 5 foot, the distance to the horizon is going to be under 3 miles. And obviously, we're seeing the black swan horizon at further than 10 miles. Okay, so if P then Q, and now not Q, we don't see the horizon at 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. We see much further. We see beyond that. We smash that. So not P. The Earth is not a sphere of radius 3959 miles. I don't know how somebody like Mr. Sensible can think that is a sensible thing to say. I'm not divining anyone's thoughts, but this guy, he's just not sensible. He keeps doubling down on what he said, because obviously he said it, and I keep replaying it, and I keep turning the screws on him, and he comes out with things like this.
An argument. I didn't say you have disproved the radius. I have said if everything you said was correct, then at best you would have disproved the radius of the globe, not that it's not a globe.
Yeah, you're right, Arwen. He doesn't understand the Modus tollens, because that's where it leads. It's not a globe of radius 3959 miles. Okay, let's say it's a bigger globe than Mr. Sensible. You want to say that? Looking at the black swan from a 1 foot observer height, seeing the horizon at 10 miles. What is the maths? The Earth spherical geometry maths, the new radius? 264,000 miles. Is that what your new radius is, Mr. Sensible? Yeah, it's quite embarrassing. All right, so what else has he got to say? What else has he got to say in this stream? I only watched probably 40 minutes of it before I just I couldn't stop laughing. I had to pull myself together to do this live stream this morning. All right, so what else is he saying? Debunks every single globe proof you're going to put forward, Mr. Sensible.
And in that argument, you had said, according to your Modus tollens, that you said the distance to the geometric horizon, and then show a black swan photo which relies on the optical or the apparent horizon. So everything you said was not correct. So you hadn't debunked the radius.
You have to have the... What was that? So we're in the black swan. What are we showing? We're not showing the geometric horizon, the only horizon that you can have on your globe. If you have a globe, it is going to be cut off. It is going to be a spherical edge Earth curve. It's going to cut off boats from the bottom up. It's going to block images. It's going to... I'm sorry, but Mr. Sensible, what are we looking at? You've just said we're looking at the apparent horizon. Yeah, that's our argument. It's an apparent horizon. Welcome to flat Earth, Mr. Sensible. I've welcomed him many times. He's just in denial. He's got all the flat Earth arguments down pat. That's why he's an anti-flat earther. This is what an anti-flat earther is. Somebody who just goes against the flat Earth arguments. Yeah, it doesn't provide any real globe proof. Yeah, he's had a go and he failed miserably. As he said, I debunked all 30 of his globe proofs. He just admitted that. So an anti-flat earther is just going against the flat Earth arguments. It doesn't matter if you throw your globe under the bus, as long as you're going against what flat earthers say. And in this instance, Mr. Sensible just keeps saying, at best, all you've done is disprove the radius of the Earth. Yeah? Throwing his globe model under the bus, going against what me, a flat earther, has said, being an anti-flat earther. He's just admitted what all globers admit now, all anti-flat earthers admit now, we don't see the geographic horizon, the geometric horizon, the physical Earth curve of your sphere. It is never seen. It is only an apparent horizon, as Mr. Sensible just detailed. That's all we ever see here in reality. Is it going to start? All right, so I think that's all he said about the... Oh no, there's a couple other gems, but now he goes on about... I put my drone up in the air, and he's saying one of his proofs was sunlight being seen under clouds. So I make the demonstration of a drone going out. So it's above my head, it's going out, and as it goes further, it appears to be lowering. And when it goes out so far, the drone's even going to appear to be below my eye level. Yeah? And that's what's happening with the sun. It is just appearing to be below your eye level, wherever you are. That's why it appears to be shining on the bottom of clouds. It is just perspective. It is just so far away that it appears to be underneath clouds. It appears to be beneath your eye level. And in order for Mr. Sensible to debunk this claim, he has to say something completely contradictory, again, no surprise, to his globe model. Yeah? He's saying that something that travels away from you, I'm just about to play the clip, he's about to say that something that travels away from you will never be below your eye level. Because he's thinking about it on a flat Earth plane, yeah? Obviously on a globe, if something travels out from you, it's gonna have to curve around the curve, yeah? Curve the Earth. It follows the curve of the Earth, apparently. That's what the globers, the anti-flat earthers say. If the drone goes out, it's going to follow the curve of the Earth, and it's going to absolutely physically be dropping beneath your eye level as it goes around the curve of the Earth. But what has Mr. Sensible got to say about my demonstration? Is it going to start appearing to dip? And what happens when it gets so far away from me, that thing above my head, when it gets so far away from me, the angle is going to appear to be below my eye level.
No, Mitch, the drone is never below your eye level. The drone cannot be below your eye level, assuming you're maintaining the same altitude. It will approach it as it goes further away, but it cannot be below it. For instance, if you're 6 foot tall, and if you're flying that drone at 20 foot up, flying it away straight and level, it will always be 20 feet up. So it's never below 6 foot. I mean, what do you think eye level is, Mitch? Because I don't think you even know that. I think you're possibly thinking about the line of sight.
Let's just hear it again.
Below 6 foot. It will always be 20 feet up. So it's never below 6 foot. I mean, what do you think eye level is, Mitch? Because your eye level, assuming you're maintaining the same altitude. It will approach it as it goes further away, but it cannot be below it. For instance, if you're 6 foot tall, and if you're flying that drone at 20 foot up, flying it away straight and level, it will always be 20 feet up. So
correct, Mr. Sensible. The drone will physically always be above the height of you. So if the drone is 20 foot up, And if you're a 6-foot person, obviously the physical height is always going to stay the same. And notice he said straight and level. Yeah, flat earth arguments, Mr. Sensible. Does he even know what he's saying? Oh man, so if he was a globe, he'd have to detail the drone physically dropping, because it'd be traversing a curve, yeah, 8 inches per mile squared. So it wouldn't take that long for the drone to be physically lower than a 6-foot person would, it as it goes out. But no, he has to detail the drone on a flat, level plane. That's what he said. It flies flat and level, and it stays physically above the height of the person. Yes, Mr. Sensible, welcome to flat Earth. Everything that traverses the Earth is traversing a flat, level plane. More and more sound bites, Mr. Sensible. Hilarious.
What else I was going to say?
Yeah. What else is he going to say? What else we got here?
What else I was going to say? Yeah, so, I mean, if the drone was in the inertial reference frame merely by leaving the ground, then everything that literally leaves the ground, a tennis ball thrown up, someone on a trampoline would never land on a trampoline because it whizzed away from underneath them. But we know that doesn't happen. Mitch, you're an idiot.
Am I the idiot, Mr. Sensible? I'm not the one on the globe side making flat earth arguments. Let's just hear it again, once more.
What else I was going to say? Yeah, so, I mean, if the drone was in the inertial reference frame merely by leaving the ground, then everything that literally leaves the ground, a tennis ball thrown up, someone on a trampoline would never land on a trampoline because it whizzed away from underneath them. But we know that doesn't happen. Mitch, you're an idiot.
Oh yes, I'm the idiot, aren't I, Mr. Sensible? You, being a glober, or an eddy detailing what would happen if we were on a rotating reference frame, detailing Coriolis, Earth-based Coriolis. Neil deGrasse Tyson says, when a football is kicked, what happens to it? It was aided by 2/3 of an inch deflection due to the Earth rotating, yeah? So why aren't you towing the line, Mr. Sensible? Is it because I have absolutely debunked the claim that things like drones, hot air balloons, helicopters, tennis balls, as you said, getting thrown up, jumping on a trampoline, yeah, we do not see the drift as you just detailed. We do not see the drift. We do not see Coriolis effect. We would have to if we were on a rotating reference frame. Anything that left the rotating reference frame, as you said, the drone leaving it into the inertial reference frame, that would experience drift. We would, from our observer point on the rotating reference frame, we would see the drone drift. We would see the tennis ball drift. We would see the football that was kicked drift. And you just said, we do not see that. Thank you, Mr. Sensible. Welcome to Flat Earth. Ah, man, this thing just writes itself. There's just so much content. And I was meant to do a debunk of another glober a couple of days ago. It's just been pushed out now because there's just so much content, so many people begging for my attention. Puts me in a little hashtag Mitchell from Australia. Come look at my globe proof Mitchell from Australia. Come look at my debunk of your claims Mitchell from Australia. Yeah, I'm doing this live, man. Like, I keep telling you globers, anti-flat earthers, I do this daily. Yeah, so when you put out content, what do you think's going to happen? I'm going to grab it with 2 hands. I'm going to shake you around. I'm going to berate you in front of my audience. I've got 60 people here watching. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash the super chat. Sign up to Patron if you like my work. Really appreciate the support. But that's not... It doesn't even stop here. Like, you guys are on notice and you think you can get away with just putting my videos up and then having a little go at my videos, and everything that you do either disproves your globe or proves the flat earth. They're the two things, the two main things that Mr. Sensible has been doing here. He's given us some flat earth arguments and he's debunked the globe. All right, so what else has he got to say?
A couple of things, Mitch.
All right. Hang on.
Things, Mitch. AB Science, that was, quoting about not seeing a geometric horizon. He's right. There is a geometric horizon. Due to refraction, you won't see it. That doesn't mean you physically cannot see it. It's
What?
just you don't even know if you're looking at it. So if you've got your geometric horizon and
Oh,
there's refraction
man.
lifting the horizon beyond it, you are.
Do you want to just listen to that? What is this double speak? What is going on? Is he trying to get the geometric horizon back?
AB Science, that was, quoting about not seeing a geometric horizon. He's right. There is a geometric horizon. Due to refraction, you won't see it. That doesn't mean you physically cannot see it. It's just you don't even know if you're looking at it. So if you've got your geometric horizon and there's refraction lifting the horizon beyond it, you are.
So we have a geometric horizon. That means we're not going to see it, but we don't see it. It's refracted, so it's apparent, but it's still there. We don't even know that we're looking at it. Like, what are these? Just mumbling. You're not very good at doing this live, Mr. Sensible. Even sitting behind your computer. I'm doing this live. I've got a bloody iPad. I'm sharing screens on an iPad. Yeah, I'm doing this live. I've got so many things, like I just accidentally pressed the iPad. Do you have that problem at home, sitting behind your computer, sitting behind your nice comfy screen? And I noticed that Mr. Sensible took the video down to do a bit of editing yesterday, just to trim it up a bit. Yeah, I don't do that. I just do live streams. I come out here, I could lose reception, I could drop my iPad, batteries could die, things could be noisy, the wind could blow things off the tripod. Yeah, I do this live, and I do not screw up as much as you, Mr. Sensible. It's ridiculous. Like, you've got everything going for you, Mr. Sensible. You have the mainstream globe rhetoric, number one. So you need to get all your points correct, which you're not. You're detailing flat earth arguments. Number two, you're in your nice cushy chair with your beautiful CGI backgrounds. Yeah, I've got this beautiful flat earth school around me. Out here, getting up before sunrise, this instance right here on the equinox, to see the sunrise, specifically to see the sunrise, to debunk that the earth, the sun rises due east and sets due west on the equinox. Absolutely debunked it today. Go back to the start of the stream if you missed it. Yeah, it was pretty funny that we saw the sun rising via the compass. It said by the only true direction that we can ever achieve, magnetic north. Everything else is just relative. We saw the sun rising, as per the compass, 81 degrees, not the 90 degrees that was predicted, or the 91 degrees, because, as I proved, going off, just detailing what we saw at the start of the stream today. If you missed it, go back, go and see where the sunrise was. It was over there where those rocks are. Yeah, it's probably not the prettiest that way. It's a bit glary. I'll just keep it this way, because we've got the lighthouse in the background. We've got some beautiful palm trees. We'll just keep it this way. Yeah, I detailed that what we see here in reality does not line up with the globe. To make it try to line up the globe, they have to bastardize the maps. Obviously, the maps are a physical layout. They have been measured, and they are all flat Earth maps, but they have inbuilt magnetic declination. That is, what is north on the map is what they call geographic north. What they have slipped in as true north. Yeah, you have to say it's true. So does that mean it's true? No, it is not an absolute direction. You need to account for magnetic declination wherever you are on the Earth to line up with that true north. If it was true, you wouldn't have to account for things. You wouldn't have to do calculations. You wouldn't have to bastardize the maps. Yeah, you wouldn't have to inbuilt magnetic declination on every single location on Earth. We would just look at the compass, we would see the bearing, and that would be the bearing. That is... Anyway, that's just what I observed this morning. It was a great stream if you guys missed the sunrise coming up. And now we're just talking about Mr. Sensible's stream. He did it at the same time as me yesterday, expecting me to be on his stream. Obviously, I've told him many times before, I'm now doing this for a living. Yeah, I'm making money out of this, so if you want my time, it's very precious. I do these streams daily. If you want my time, sign up to Patron. There is an option there where you pay a certain where you get to a certain level on Patreon that you'll get one-on-one time with me. That's how you get me on your stream or you on my stream, Mr. Sensible. I don't really care. I'm not doing it for free anymore. But I am doing these debunks for free. Just giving you a bit of bait, and you're taking it hook, line, and sinker. Every video that I put out, you love to just have a look at it. If there's something you think you can pull apart, you have a go, and then the very next day, or the same day in some instances, I just pull it up and I just go, yeah, you're wrong again. Thanks for the sound bites. 55 in the chat. Thanks for being here, everyone. Iron Horse is back from his internet dropping out. Yeah, it's pretty annoying, isn't it, Iron Horse, when you're trying to do something like a live stream and your internet drops out. It's happened many times on Flat Earth School. Today, it's not one of those days, fortunately. We saw the sunrise coming up. It's meant to be the equinox. It's meant to rise 90 degrees east, set to 70 degrees west. I might even do a sunrise stream this afternoon just to show that the sun does not set at 270 degrees west. Alright, so what else has Mr. Sensible been saying?
Not cast upwards, Mitch. That's simple geometry. Light is travelling in straight lines. It's not coming down, bending and going straight back up again.
What?
So, I mean, yes, the only answer is the sun is lower than other objects or the actual bulk of the Earth, and so its light is cast upwards, catching the tops of those mountains, just like conceit.
What did he say at the start? What did he say at the start of this strip?
Not cast upwards, Mitch. That's simple
Here it comes.
geometry. Light is travelling in straight lines. It's not coming down, bending and going straight back up again.
So light's not bending now? When we're looking at the horizon, that's not a refracted horizon? Everything that you say, Mr. Sensible, when you open your mouth, just contradicts what you've just said in the last breath. Yeah, you detail that, yeah, we don't have the geometric horizon, that it's now refracted. Yeah, do you know what refraction is in your model, Mr. Sensible? Refraction is light bending around a curve, 7/6 R, and you're going to need R for that. So, not light bending? Yeah, go to the black swan. You're going to need R for that, says Arwen. Yep. So, that's what you detail when you say refraction, Mr. Sensible. When we're looking at the horizon and you say, yeah, that's not the geometric horizon. Correct. Flat Earth argument number one. It's an apparent horizon. And then you go off into imagination land. You're still trying to stick with the globe. You're still trying to hold on to that R value. The thing that you said at best, all we've done is disprove the radius value. When you say it's refracted, you're talking about standard refraction, terrestrial refraction, 7/6 of the R value. What is happening to light, Mr. Sensible? It's curving around your Earth, bendy light, yeah? And you just said that light travels straight? It does not curve? It does not bend? From the horse's mouth. We'll just get that one more time.
Light is travelling in straight lines. It's not coming down, bending and going straight back up again.
Thanks, Mr. Sensible. Thanks for absolutely debunking 7/6 R. Yeah, obviously, you've already debunked R, and now you're debunking 7/6 R. Yeah, it's just a paradox, He doesn't understand. He really doesn't understand. I think he's come into this subject just thinking that the Flat Earth is silly. Flat Earth can just be debunked by just putting up the globe rhetoric and listening to people like Simon Dan, listening to people like Craig fight the Flat Earth, because Mr. Sensible, he's not in their caliber. He's just someone that makes live streams, that parrots these arguments. He doesn't even know why he's saying these things. And that's why we get these best sound bites. That's why your mates, Fight the Flat Earth Craig and Simon Dan, they're face-palming themselves right now watching these things, Mr. Sensible. You are just tearing strips off what their arguments are. Yeah? You don't even know what you are saying, Mr. Sensible. And that's why it's so hilarious. And that's why flat earthers like me can just listen to your arguments and just put them up, yeah, straight from the horse's mouth, and just take them apart, because we know what your rhetoric is meant to be. We know what the stories that come from these people who think they've got a bit of science to back them, Fight the Flat Earth, who think they've got a really good, strong following, Simon Dan, yeah. The more people that follow me, I must be true. And you were just punching them in the face with everything that you say, Mr. Sensible. Now you're saying that light does not bend, it goes in straight lines, yeah? That's what you need if you are having a refracted horizon. 7/6R? Yeah, we don't have 7/6R. Thanks, Mr. Sensible. Awesome stuff. All right, next.
5.5 foot observer height. 7.8 miles to those rocks.
So I'm detailing. Hang on.
5.5 foot observer height.
I'm detailing my Australian black swan here for Mr. Sensible. Oh, you guys can't even see that now. Wow, the glare on this is horrendous. Apologies, guys. You're just gonna have to listen to it. I'll put it here so we can listen to it.
5.5 foot observer height. 7.8 miles to those rocks. This is just being nice to you guys. The horizon can be no further than 2.8 miles.
You have slightly misworded that, Mitch, but I'll let you carry on.
The physical Earth curvature to block things.
Yes, the physical. That 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet is to the geometric horizon. The physical geometric curve, not necessarily the distance you can see, which is going to be affected, Mitch, by refraction.
Why can we see those?
It's going to be, he's gone back to refraction. Yeah. In one breath, he says that light does not bend. There's straight lines. In the next breath, he says we can't see the geometric horizon because we have refraction, 7/6R, bendy light. It just writes itself. Exactly. Iron Horse. He just said that, yeah, light bends, and then he just said that refraction. He doesn't even understand what the arguments are. He doesn't understand what he is saying. All right, moving on.
Around the curve, around that geometric curve, due to refraction. I did a horizon refraction experiment, Mitch, where I showed a netball, and you could see, I'd marked the distance to the geometric horizon. I put a lens in front. Suddenly, you could see around it. The light was bent and refracted, so you could see beyond that physical geometric curve, which is exactly what's happening here. Your geometric horizon is somewhere in front of that. So, yeah, you can't see it, as AB Science said, because there's no way to determine exactly where it is by eye.
Yep, you got it, Arwen. Arwen says he called it. He doesn't comprehend the consequences of what he is saying. He's an actor and pretend intellectual. Yeah, he's definitely not intellectual. We've got that much. We've established that much. He's definitely not an intellectual. He does not know what he is saying, and if he does, he's an absolute idiot, because if he does understand what he's saying, he knows he's contradicting himself and he's still saying it. I don't know. It's beyond a joke at this point, Mr. Sensible. I don't know why you keep making these videos, putting your foot in your mouth, putting these things out there for people like me, who just come across your stuff, who you hashtag Mitchell from Australia, look at this, look at me, Mr. from Australia. Yeah, why do you want me to keep looking at you, Mr. Sensible? Are you serious? You're a masochist. You love me taking your whatever, I don't know, it's not even proof. You're just your words. You love me showing the contradictions that you yourself are saying. I don't know. All right, we'll keep going.
It doesn't go away. What changes is how far around the curve you can see. So what exactly is hiding the bottom of that ship, Mitch? You've just said that you can't see, or shouldn't be able to see further than this. You have that ship. The entire hull is disappeared, yet you can see those thin masts. You can even, on a good quality version of that image, see some of the rigging. So it's not perspective, because rope is rather thin, a lot thinner than a hull. And if you get your P900 or your P1000, the Flat Earther's camera of choice, and zoom it into the max, you'll see a lot more details. Maybe you'll see paint markings on the side of the hull, or portholes, or some. Well, actually, you're not seeing the hull, are you? But see the details on the mast. Maybe you'll see.
He literally just said we're not going to see the hull of the ship. Yeah, that's. He said we're not going to see the hull of the ship. Yeah, we're only going to see the mast. We're only going to see the things above the ship that we can see. Zooming in And then when he says when we zoom in, we're going to see things on the hull, he does not even know the things that are coming out of his mouth. He's doing this live. It's very obvious. It's very apparent to everyone who's watching this that you do these things live, Mr. Sensible. Because the things that you are saying, everything that you say, it contradicts yourself. You are looking like an absolute numpty. That's all. I'm not even debunking your claims anymore. You're just playing your clips. You just said that you're not going to see what's hiding the hull of that ship. You were not going to see the hull of that ship. And then when you use something like a P1000, you zoom in, maybe you're going to see markings and portholes on the hull. You're not going to see the hull. It is very obvious you're not very good at doing this live, Mr. Sensible. I don't even feel sorry for you because you just keep doing it. You love the pain, love the attention. And I'm happy to give you the attention. I'm happy to provide that, Mr. Sensible. It's giving me great content. Yeah, everyone in my chat, I got 50 watching. Thank you guys for watching. It has been it's been great fun. Yeah, and everyone that watches after the fact can see that you I don't know. Everyone can make their own mind up. I don't really like to name call. I just like to put it how it is. Is there any more of these? Oh, there is still.
On a flat Earth.
Yeah, it's all optical, as everybody claims now.
That's a bit of a... Oh, yeah, it's all optical. There you go. Sorted. Why can't I see that while it's optical? Oh, I could see as far as this. Yeah, but that's just optical. That is such a hand wave, Mitch. No explanation at all. And you certainly haven't debunked this.
We don't have a physical Earth curve.
Explanation on a flat Earth.
Yeah, it's all optical, as everybody...
All optical, Mr. Sensible says. Yeah, it's all optical. Welcome to Flat Earth, Mr. Sensible. I think that's the last one. I hope it's the last one. Like, this is only, what, 40 minutes into his 3-hour live stream. Obviously, I'm not going to watch the whole thing. I think that's the last screenshot that I could bear before I just couldn't take anymore, basically. I think I've proved my point here, Mr. Sensible. I don't know why you love the pain. Don't know. All right, that's enough of Mr. Sensible. We know he doesn't comprehend what he's saying. We know he's not really in this argument to disprove the flat Earth. Anyway, all right. Arwen says they always tire us out eventually with their limitless stupidity. Yeah, limitless stupidity. Actually, I might go and walk over. Let's go and see some of these rocks over here because I don't want to waste this scenery that I've got here. I've only just stood here because that I'll go on over and show you guys. I should have done a bit sooner that I am at Kendall Beach. What's this sign say? Kendall's Beach. That's exactly where I am. I was in between that shower and that table, that picnic table. 1, 2, 3 bungalows down, looking at these rocks this morning. That's where the sun rose. That's the whole point of this stream. That's exactly where the sun rose this morning, as predicted by Nearmaps, which has the inbuilt magnetic declination. I detailed that before. It said it was going to rise at 91 degrees as per Nearmaps, and that's with inbuilt magnetic declination. And that's how the globe model deceives people, because the rhetoric is that on the equinox today, 23rd of September, that we will see the sunrise due east no matter where we are on what they call a globe. That is the deception. And I've just proved with my compass, got my compass out, I measured 81 degrees with the compass. The compass is the only true direction that we can only achieve. The only absolute direction is magnetic north. We need to go, we need to take all bearings from the compass. But then the globers say that no, the compass lies to us. The only absolute direction that you can ever achieve is lying. It's lying to us. And so they in order to have a globe, they need to assert that there's an axis point. Well, obviously, to begin with, you have to see. You have to measure a radius. You have to have an R for that. I'm just about to go in the shade. It is so freaking hot in the sun. I usually like summer in the sun, but yeah, just standing here for almost an hour, it's pretty damn hot. And this is a nice part over here. Still some nice scenery, just more in the shade, so it doesn't burn the living daylights out of me. All right, now that we're in the shade, let's have a conversation about what we saw today. I'm going to interact a little bit more with the chat. I apologise for not doing it sooner. Hey Iron Horse, hey Johnny Z, hey Coriolis Effect, one of two people who have joined as a member on YouTube. Really appreciate it. Coriolis Effect says that's why we have two compasses, but they only point in one way. Arwen says amazing beach. Yeah, it is a really nice beach. I was just over there just before. Just another one of the local beauties around my local area. This is Kiama again. Been here for the past 3 days. Beautiful South Coast beach. Not as beautiful as Jervis Bay, but still nice. Nice palm trees, the Norfolk Island palm trees. Arwen says he wishes his feet could feel the sand. Are you not near the coast, Arwen? That's a shame. There's I won't say what I was going to say. I don't know the layout of Amsterdam. Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of people who can't be at the beach every day like me. People who are out working, struggling to survive, struggling to find work. I really feel sorry for those people. I was once one of those people. I was struggling to find work. I was struggling to get an income. Now I just make flat earth videos and I'm loving it. I'm loving life. I actually want to get up and I want to make these videos. I want to get up early. I want to see the sunrises. I want to detail our beautiful flat earth around us. Yeah, I thought so, Arwen. Land inbound. Yeah, there's no chemtrails here today. Yeah, that's why it's so nice out to the horizon. I actually saw a sunrise today. I've been doing this for 6 weeks. I've had the opportunity to see the sunrise every day for 6 weeks. I've only seen 4 because there's just so much cloud cover. Turn this way a bit. Beautiful scenery here at Kiama at Kendall's Beach. So Miranda says, head due south towards the Southern Cross and you'll end up at the South Pole. Where is that on the flat Earth? So what is due south, Miranda? I don't want to hound you too much, but we're talking about 2 different souths here. The only true direction that we have is magnetic north. Yeah, so are you talking about magnetic south, the 180 degrees from magnetic north? Because if you go that way, you're not going to end up at what you call the South Pole. You're going to end up at the magnetic South Pole. But I think you're talking about if you're talking about the star trails, the Southern Cross. Yeah, that axis point that the globe believers say that we're rotating around. That point in the sky that all the stars appear to rotate around. You say that's an axis point. Yeah, if you go south as per the compass, you're not going to get to that point. It is very different. The geographic south is very different to the magnetic south, and that's why we have things like magnetic declination. That's the only reason, because our absolute directions do not line up with what you want to see on the globe. That's why in every map, magnetic declination is built in to every map. Every map that has true north. That's just how it's made. To make us think that we live on a globe. To make us think that that compass, this thing that is the only thing that can give us an absolute direction, magnetic north. We get told that that is lying to us. And that is anything but from the truth, far from the truth. And that's what my live stream was about today. The equinox today, 23rd September, sunrise. I knew it was going to rise. But I knew that this thing, the compass, was not going to pick up a bearing of 90 degrees. It picked up a bearing of 81 degrees where the sun rose. And I just proved that, and you can do it yourself. Hopefully people are still about to experience the sunrise on the equinox, and you can get your compass out, you can see where it's going to be, you can see on Google Maps, you can see the bearing of where it's going to be. Yeah, it's predictable. But every single map that we have has built-in magnetic declination. Okay, so you need to get your compass out, you need to know where the sun is going to rise, and you need to shoot the angle, what you see with the compass to the sunrise, and it's going to be different wherever you are. It is definitely not going to be 90 degrees everywhere. That is the globe claim, that no matter where we are on Earth today, the equinox, that we're going to see the sun rise 90 degrees east and set 270 degrees west. That is what they claim the equinox to be. That is what people like Wolfie 6020 claims that we see. No matter where you are on Earth, you're going to see the sun rise 90 degrees east, set 270 west. And that is only if you account for magnetic declination. Yeah, if you bring this thing, the compass, the only true direction, if you say that's lying to us, yeah, if you add on or subtract something called magnetic declination to line it up back up with what you call the axis point of your globe, two things that haven't been proven. Axis hasn't been proven, globe hasn't been proven, you're gonna need R for that. This is the deception, and I think I've thoroughly exposed it. Alright guys, I'm going to end the live stream now. I really appreciate everyone being here to see the live sunrise on the equinox, seeing live that we do not see the sun rising on the equinox today, 23rd of September. We did not see it rise at 90 degrees east. We saw it rise at 81 degrees, yeah, as per the compass. That is the only true direction we can only ever achieve. The compass, it does not lie to us. Thanks everyone for being in the chat. I just want to say, if you feel like the world turns on you, turn to Flat Earth School. It is around us 24/7 since the beginning of existence. I've been Mitchell from Australia, a student just like you guys, enjoying our Flat Earth School around us. And until next time, just go out and experience our beautiful Flat Earth School. Don't go into imagination land. Just experience it for yourself. It is the best teacher you will ever get. Thanks guys.